What's up, guys? It's Chris back in the driveway with another video. Today we have the new and improved PF 22.2 bottle. I did not go ahead and buy the whole kit. They have the whole kit. All the new kits that are coming right now should be coming with the updated bottle. I was able to get this off Obsessed Garage, and I did get it from the OG just because he was quick on shipping and other manufacturers were sold out. But let's go ahead and see why you should either upgrade to this bottle or buy the new kit with this new bottle. Originally, what happened was this unit is very top heavy. So once everything was fully assembled, I'll show you what happens. This bottle would be here, and if it's empty, it would topple. Most times when you would keep it in storage, you'd have to keep a little bit of liquid in here just so it could counterbalance the weight of the top. So you could be walking around and this will top over, and the plastic neck in this, I've seen many people, and I've had a couple bottles in the past break just because it tipped over the wrong way. So before I knew that this bottle was coming out, on my cart over here, I put a couple of bolts. Put a J bolt here and another bolt here. So when I'm walking around and I want to lay this down, before I would try to balance this, and the weight of all of this would always be a little wobbly because you can see the surface on here is very small and it can't compensate for all the weight that's involved. So you might not be able to hold all of the weight of the unit with the gun and the bottle, but it'll definitely hold the weight, and we'll go through that. So what I like to do is I'll just walk around and just drop it, and it also keeps it where if I don't have the gun, it's supposed to sit like that so water can drain and everything can come right out. But I don't expect you to have something, you know, elaborate like this, but this is just for me. On a side note, that's how I like to walk around. The cart comes outside with me and I just slide everything in place, and even if I'm moving it around, this doesn't seem to move. If it falls forward like this, the part that I want to save is this foam cannon unit right here. So over here we have our chemical guys, a honeydew snow foam. I went ahead and I added this pump. This pump is available on Amazon. You can buy them in packs of 2, 3, or 4. They fit perfectly into the bottle right here. No cutting or adjustments needed. Also, it comes with this cap. Sometimes the soap does leak and you don't want to make a mess wherever you go. We're going to go ahead and see how much 2 pumps of soap gives us, just to keep everyone honest with this review. So this is 1 pump, and we're gonna let it come back all the way up just so we can give it a fair pump. And this is 2 pumps. So I know in the other reviews they say that 1 pump is about, or I said 1 pump is about 1 ounce of soap. What I like doing is I like just having the pump release its pressure and everything drip down. I'll let that drip one more time before I put the cap on, and then the cap just keeps everything enclosed, and whatever's extra just pops back out. So you can go ahead and see that we pumped out about 2 pumps, and if I can hold it straight enough, we're right at the 2 ounce mark. If I could hold it straight. So you can see 1 pump is about 1 ounce of soap, just to keep everyone honest and to keep everyone on the same page. I don't want you guys to think that I'm adding more soap, or 1 pump isn't 1 ounce, 1 pump is a little bit more than 1 ounce. But you see with this pump, I'll put the item in the description as well, so you can pick up the same one, and you'll know that when you're pumping 1 of this pump, you can get 1 ounce. So another thing that I did pick up was one of these stirrers, and you see these stirrers are something that you might see when you go to your local watering hole. They might make one of those fancy drinks with one of these, you know, scoop some stuff up, stir some things around. One thing I do like about this stirrer, sometimes if you leave a little product in here, a little bit too long, which I don't recommend, it could get caked up on the bottom. This is the perfect length of it could go in, and you could scrape all of your soap or your residue back out and back into the water, and it works the same for both bottles. You could reach all the edges. You could use this for any other thing that you want to mix your chemicals with, or something that you see might be caked up. What I usually like to do, and what I've seen work for me, is I would pour the soap in a little bit, pour a little bit of water, stir everything around just to get the soap and water to mix in a consistent manner. Where sometimes you'll see other people, they'll spray right into the bottle, and they'll add the water, and when they mix, they'll mix, and they won't do like one of these, you know. They'll just mix, put the bottle on top, and you'll see the difference of, you'll have a lot of concentration of soap on the bottom, and the top will be a lot lighter. And that's happened to me in the past too, where I'm rushing through things. I'll put the soap, I'll mix it, and my first couple of minutes spraying the car down, I'll get nice thick foam, and then I'll put the gun down and I'll come back to it, and then I'm noticing it's not that good quality of a foam, and then I remembered I didn't do one of these, or stir it all the way around, put it a little sideways for everything to flow. So what I like doing is I like to pre-mix in here and then pour it in, or pump a couple of sprays in, a couple of pumps of soap in, put some water, mix it with the stirrer, and then finish adding your water, just to keep things a little bit more consistent. You want to have things so when you repeat your process is something that works. And this has worked for me in the past. This is something new, and I'm not going to say where this is something I'm going to stick to every single time. You learn things as you grow. Before I add the water, let's do our topple test. Again, when you're screwing on, you always want to screw on the bottom. And this does feel like they took some thought and used the center of gravity of the unit, you know. So with this one, this sits a little higher, which the center of gravity is a lot higher. So this one sits perfectly flush. I could hit it, you know, do a little dance with it. That was a little bit too much, but you could just pick this up, put it down, and it's not going to go anywhere. Now let's see with the SGS 28. Yeah. So it's still going to topple over because there's no way it's going to counterbalance the weight of the gun. But if you have it sit like that, it's a lot less likely to move versus the bottom of this, which has a lot less surface area to keep everything up. So all in all, this looks pretty good. Now let's add some weight to the bottle, and let's see if it can hold the gun up. So we're right at about the 1,000 milliliter mark, which is about 1 liter of water. So let's go ahead and let's see. Wow. So the weight of the water actually counterbalances and is able to hold the gun up. You see there's nothing here. It does add a lot of pressure to this neck, which I know they over-engineered a little bit, but again, if you're in a rush and you put it down, you won't break it. As long as you remember that, you know, I put it down this way, let me try not to do it again. That's cool. I like that they did that. Now, since I have the soap in here, let me pour some water in here. And again, you can just take one of these, mix it around. And another thing you don't want to do, I've seen a lot of people do this, um, and they'll put the soap in here and they'll use some sort of high pressure hose and put the water in there, and you get suds. And then you only might get maybe half the bottle full of water, and the rest of the bottle will be suds. And you're making yourself inefficient again at that point, where you're not using the right mixture. If you think you put in 2 ounces, you're only using 2 ounces for 500 milliliters of water, or half a liter water, versus you using 2 ounces for the complete liter of water that you think you might have in your foam cannon. So you can see, just quick couple of swishes, mix this stuff around, and let's pour a little bit out so we could add room for the soapy water. Pour some out for my homies. So with me doing it this way, I was able to test in a sort of controlled environment. We have one pump is 1 ounce. We were able to cleanly mix the soap and water and put it back in here. We're at about 800 milliliters, so let's go ahead and add some more water. Got the suds on top, and you can see we're at the 1,000 milliliter mark. And I just want to keep everyone fair and keep everything honest. We don't want to have everyone having inconsistent results. You see I'm using 2 ounces of the Chemical Guy soap with 1,000 milliliters of water for a combined 1,000 milliliters. So we tighten everything up. Let me hook up my pressure washer and we'll see how this baby performs. So you guys see, no fancy camera tricks. 2 ounces of soap in this PF 22.2, and let's see how it performs. I do have a layer of Turtle Wax Hybrid Seal and Shine, so might be moving off a lot faster than expected. Kind of double coated right here, but you can see quickly the performance. Well guys, you've seen the performance, you see how this unit works. Please, if you already have a PF22, please pick up the upgraded bottle, or if you don't have any, I do suggest getting the whole package. This is something that is built with a lot of quality, and it comes from a company who's constantly spending money in research and development, going back to the drawing board, listening to people like us, and coming up with better solutions. Well guys, if you're here for the first time, I hope you subscribe, and please, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching guys.